Hello everybody. I don't know if you've noticed, if you're following my channel, both of you, there are some videos about mechanic stuff that I do on my bike by myself. And you might be thinking, why the hell doesn't he take it to a shop? Well, because I'm a cheapskate and because I like doing stuff mechanically on my bike, and because I care about what I'm doing to my bike, because it's my bike. Last year I decided to change the chain and sprockets. I said, you know what, just take it to a shop and change it. So I did. You see this mysterious sticker here that says chain tension without load, 35-45 millimeters. How much slack do you think the shop left? Well, I'll tell you, less than 1 centimeter. Do you know why slack is important in this bike's case specifically? Because it's a trail bike. The chain needs slack because when the suspension compresses, the chain tenses. That's the reason for the slack. If you leave me 1 centimeter of slack, I can really break the chain. And why I'm telling you this? Well, because this is not the first thing that happened while taking the bike to a mechanic. I've changed the front tire. I took it to a shop. To change the tire on this bike, you have to take the wheel off, obviously, on any bike. And thus, taking the calipers off, loosening all the screws. You take the wheel off, you take the tire, you change the tire, you balance the wheel, and you put the wheel back on. You tighten the screws, put the calipers back on, and you tighten the screws from the calipers. Good! The problem is, you don't really have to tighten this to the absolute top of your strength. I wanted to change, and I want to change, the head bearing of the bike because it does some weird stuff, wobbly stuff at low speeds, and the bearing needs to be changed. To change the bearing, I have to take the wheels off, I have to take the suspension stanchions off, and take the triple clamp off. To take the wheel off, I need to take the calipers off again. I tried to loosen the screws. I managed to loosen 3 of the bolts, and I managed to strip the 4th. I tried various methods and this bolt doesn't come off. Why? Well, all of them were tightened at an extremely high torque, but this one, I don't know, I think the mechanic had something personal against this specific bolt. So I had to buy a new bolt. I'm gonna cut this off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other stuff on my bike. I wanted to balance the rear wheel. They took the wheel off and they said, no, this cannot be balanced because it needs to be trued. The problem was that the tire sealant made like a clump of ball of something inside the tire, and that's why the tire was so imbalanced. But as a mechanic, wouldn't you take off the tire and see why the hell is it's so imbalanced? When you say if the wheel is not trued, then take off the tire. It could be the tire that's the fault. That's at fault. So I don't know. Maybe it was lack of interest and stuff like that. I also work in sort of like mechanic stuff. I fix appliances in people's homes. There's no appliance that I care about, but I do respect the idea of that the client cares about their appliance as much as I care about this bike. When I take this bike to a shop, for the mechanic, this is another vehicle. For me, it's my bike. I care about it. I don't want you to care about my bike as much as I care about my bike. If you treat my bike with respect, I'm gonna come back. If not, well, I'm not gonna come back. In the case of this shop that tightened the bolts on my calipers, I'm sure that if I take it back, they're gonna fix it because they were actually really nice and it looked like a really good shop. The problem is it's 400 kilometers away and I'm not gonna do that. But the rest, not so much. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm the dumbass, maybe I care too much about stuff like that. I admit, I fixed devices that I thought were shit. But still, the client was really enamored with their device. So whatever. If you like it, do it. As long as you enjoy it and you like it and you love it and you're accustomed to it, good for you. It's the best device in the world. And I'm going to treat it with respect because I want to respect you as a client. Keep tuned for how I take off the bolt, and I'm gonna change the head bearings soon, which is a job that frankly I would have taken to a shop, but my latest experience tells me I better do it myself. So thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.